This week, New Mexico became the 42nd state in the nation to adopt a law that bans texting while driving. Oklahoma remains one of the 8 states that does not have such a law. That's not because lawmakers haven't tried to make it happen, but in the past 4 years, all driving and texting ban legislation introduced never made it far. This session, however, it appears the tide is turning.
In 2012, more than 11,000 motorists in Oklahoma were involved in crashes where distraction was a factor. And according to the National Highway Safety Administration, the #1 distraction is texting while driving. The administration also reports that 20% of teens and 10% of adults admit they have engaged in extended multi-message text conversations while driving. These Tulsa high schoolers explain that a short text takes a person's eyes off the road between 4 and 5 seconds. And at 55 miles an hour,
you will travel the entire length of a football field before your eyes fully refocus on the road. And with that much time, everybody in Oklahoma has watched football. You can see how many things can go wrong in just that short amount of time.
Anders Broussard, Skylar Yoder, and Joseph Pham are members of Generation Text. It's a nonprofit advocacy group that has been working for 4 years to get Oklahoma lawmakers to ban texting and driving. What have you learned about state government?
I've learned that the process is very slow and that lawmakers are very stubborn, even when they're speaking with their own constituents sometimes, and that sometimes their own personal biases get in the way of what their constituents want.
Each year, members of the group have traveled to the Capitol to talk to lawmakers about supporting legislation that would ban texting and driving, and they have met with opposition.
Well, they have a lot of different arguments against it. One of them is that it is an invasion of private rights, which I don't agree with, because if you're texting and driving and you hit me and hurt me or kill me, that's affecting me. It's affecting the public, not just the person doing it.
This year, the students took a petition to the Capitol signed by nearly 1,000 people, collected on just one day at a shopping mall. Some of those who signed in support of a ban on texting and driving shared their feelings with the teens.
I had one lady who told me a personal story about how her daughter died because of someone texting while driving. And that really hit me really hard, because a lot of times you don't really get personal stories.
In 4 years, proposed legislation made it to the House floor just once and never passed out of a committee in the Senate. This year, for the first time, one has. Senate Bill 442, authored by Senator Ron Sharp, is making headway.
Well, I think the reason why it might have a chance this time is because the fact that we're getting a lot of constituents who are calling in to their senators and representatives voicing concerns about the number of auto wrecks and fatalities that may be attributed to texting while driving.
But his bill almost died in committee until an amendment kept it alive.
But it also make it a secondary offense, not a primary offense, as my bill. So right now, I am willing to which to compromise to get the bill through. So if it's necessary to make it a secondary offense instead of a primary offense, that would be fine, just to get it to the House and see what they do with it.
Officer Craig Murray is the traffic safety coordinator for the Tulsa Police Department.
Secondary offense means that you have to have committed some other traffic violation before we could stop you and issue a citation for the secondary violation. Like when the first seatbelt law came out, it was a secondary violation. So if you were just driving down the road and you didn't have a seatbelt on but everything else was fine, we couldn't just stop you for it. Well, now we can. So it's become a primary.
Murray says he and other law enforcement officers liked Senate Bill 442 before it was amended, but
at least having something on the books to allow us to better enforce the law and better protect the motoring public. Anytime that happens, that's always a plus.
Members of Generation Text are also encouraged.
I do think that the bill can be improved, but it is a good start because Oklahoma has killed so many bills on texting while driving.
I'm happy that at least it's moving, there's something happening. It's not just getting shot down as a whole, because that's what's been happening in the past. So it kind of gives us a hope that we can develop this and make the law stronger once people see that it really is a necessity here.
Another bill to ban texting and driving has cleared a House committee. Both bills must pass out of their chambers by the end of next week to stay alive.